The other day I was discussing about absence reasons, absence certifications, absence plans. So we have done till here. So we have to do these things. We have not done repeating time. We have not done these things. So when we talk about drive factors, what is it? Drive factors? Well, length of service, age and service, compensation, hours work, full-time equivalent. Age, length of service, age and service, compensation, hours work, full-time equivalent. Okay. So length of service, drive factors means what? Drive factors means like age. What is the age you have? What is the length of service that you have? What is the age and service you have? Compensation you have, hours work you have, full-time equivalent. So main drive factors like what is the length of service you are in the company. So when you create a drive factor for that, drive factors means name means what? Write here as US underscore drive factors. Units you can write here as days. Age to use like person's person's spouse or inherited person's like you are calculating the person's age. That means what is the age when he is serving the company in that company? What is the age? Calculation formula. So 2 greater than the equal to age, greater than or equal to age, less than age 18. I'm just writing the opposite. Greater than or equal to age 18, and here it will be 30. Okay. As of event, save and close. So this is the drive factors I have created. On the basis of age, that means a person should be between 80 and 32 years of age. Okay. So go to length of service. Length of service is what? Create. What is the length of service on which the employees serving in the company? So I am writing here as the length of service, drive factors. Okay. Length of service, unit of measure days, greater than years of, suppose I am doing 4 years of service. So 5 years of service in the organization. Length of service less than 2 years of service. I don't have two years of service in the company. Less than.
No, it's just reverse.
Minimum is that whatever is you are putting in that length of service. Here start date formula, date of hire, determination rule as of event date. Okay, so that US underscore drive factors. Save and close. Okay, so this is the way. Okay.
That's inverse. The length of service less than should be 5 and greater than 2.
I'm just writing the opposite. Yes, I'm just writing the opposite. Yes, greater than equal to length of 2 and less than less of service is 5. Okay, that means minimum the person has to serve 2 years of service and more than 5 years of service. Okay.
Okay.
This is violated. Length of service. Greater than equal to age of service, that you can write 4 and less than 3. Greater than equal to age and service 4 and less than age and service 3.
No, again you are reverse.
Again you're right. Again. Oh, I have clicked on this one. Cancel this. Okay, compensation, and this is the way you create. Rest two things you create. This is the way we create absence drive factors. Now going to eligibility profiles. Okay. Go to create participant profile. Now, profile usage can be anything. It can be benefits checklist, compensation, global, goals management, performance, personal brand, whatever it is that. It can be anything. It can be global. Profile usage you can write here as performance, benefits. You can write here as benefits. Any assignment to use. You can write here as legal employer, status active, gender. You can write here as gender 1, gender female. Okay. So you can write here what is the LBT profile. Suppose I can say that she should be a female, or else I can write here employment details like click on the assignment state or assignment category that she should be a full-time regular person. Go to sequence 1 and write here as full-time regular contractor. He should be an employee, full-time employee. Okay. Okay. So on the basis of employment, it can be great. Suppose he's holding the post of a director. This is the eligibility profile. Suppose he's holding the position of a marketing manager. Payroll, he's working on a full-time employee. He's on a monthly payroll, not on the weekly payroll. So this is the eligibility profile that we can create, right? Okay. Now this is done. You have understood drive factors. So eligibility profile is everywhere. It is in goals and performance management. I will teach you. Okay. So it is in goals and performance management also. It is in absences also. It is in payroll also.
Okay.
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 Okay. Now create repeating time periods. Okay. Right here is repeating time periods. Okay, time card. Period type is monthly. Period length calendar month. Period start date you can write here as 30th, and period end date you can write here as 30th. Sorry, period start date 1. So repeating time period is what? Repeating time you can write here as January 1. Okay. And end of December 31st. Okay. And this can be used, period usage, where can you use? Repeating time period is a time period in which you can use that thing. With which time period you're using that thing. So that means it is an annual period, it is a monthly period, it can be a domestic period, it can be any period, right? So I have created a period type as monthly, weekly, yearly. So I have created a yearly period actually. It's a year time period is here. But I want to make it as sample start date. Suppose sample start would be January 1, and monthly and period start date will be fine 1. Monthly hai na, so it can be like 1 to January, June na. So make it as June 1st to 31st June. 1st June to 30th June. Okay?
Okay.
Preview time period. You can see period start date, period end date. Okay. Save and close. So this is the way we can use the time period, repeating time period, right? So this is and this we can use this repeating time period in another options also, right?
Okay.
So this is the way we are using. So with this we finish. One more thing, the topic is left. We finish with the major topics of absences. Covered shift pattern. Managing work shift. Work shift is what? When we talk about work shift is like when we are shifting the, when we are having the work shift, work shift. That means if the workers are having the work shift or not, that means workers are having the work shift, that means working from 9 to 5 shift pattern or not. Workers are working from that time period or not.
Okay.
That is work shift. Workday pattern is what? Like suppose from Monday to Friday the worker is available, so that is called workday pattern. Work schedule is what? The combination of shifts and patterns. That means from 9 to 5 to 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, the worker is available. So that is called work schedule. So first we create work shift, then create work patterns, and then we create work schedules. And manage work schedule assignment administration is what? When you assign that work schedule to a particular worker.
Okay.
Okay, so that is the thing. So when I say work schedule, manage work schedule. Own absences, my client group's absences. Manage implementation project. Manage. It is not there in this actually. So this is the work schedule. Now work schedule, before creating work schedule, it will ask for patterns and it will ask for shifts actually, shifts and patterns. Okay,
Okay.
so but I have not created because in this login you cannot find shift and patterns. I cannot find shift and patterns are not there.
Okay.
Just a second. There's no security console. Oh. So you can see here 8-hour shift, night shift, all these things are shift. Okay. Now create.
Okay.
Create time shift as US underscore. Suppose morning shift. I can write here as morning. Morning shift. Morning shift code 001. Type 11. Time shift I can write here as time. Start time is 9:30, 9 a.m. to 10 o'clock. Oh, sorry. Not 10, 6 p.m. now. Next day. This is the time shift. So I'm just going to one. I have created one time shift right now. Search
Okay.
for that. Search. Morning shift I have created 9 to 6 p.m. You can see.
Okay.
30-hour shift 9 to 3 p.m. Morning shift. This is the shift. Okay.
Oh.
Now shift after shift you are going to create a pattern. And then what you are going to create?
What's the difference between shift and pattern? The shift, if it is.
Sorry. Shift
Okay.
means what? Shift is what? Shift is I am working from 9 to 6 p.m. Okay. 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. I am working. And pattern is what? Pattern is from 10 a.m. to 10 a.m. From pattern is like Monday to Friday. I'm working from Monday to Friday. Monday to Friday, 9 to 6 p.m. So this is the pattern. Then comes the work schedule. Work schedule is what? You are from the combination of work patterns and schedule. And work patterns, work shifts and patterns. Work shifts and patterns, right?
Okay.
So this is the way you do it. Shift is 9 to 6 p.m. Pattern is Monday to Friday, 9 to 6 p.m. Work schedule, combination of work shifts and patterns, right?
Okay.
Got it? So first you create a shift, then you create a pattern, and then you create a work schedule.
So I can have, as you told, one pattern is Monday to Friday, another pattern I can say from Tuesday to Saturday, another pattern for the same.
Very good. I say excellent. I say this is the way you do it. Monday to Friday, Thursday to Sunday, Friday to Saturday, Monday to like whatever is the pattern. But timing can also be different. But you have to attach this shift to patterns.
Okay, fine.
Okay, and work schedule, you have to attach this shift and pattern to work schedules.
Okay.
Shift and patterns. Then you have to get shifts, patterns, then work schedules. Okay. Shifts and patterns, then work schedule will be attached to work shifts and patterns, right?
Oh, okay.
So you got my point?
Yeah, got it.
Work schedules, workday patterns, and schedule. Manage work schedule assignment administration is what? Most of the things are not there actually.
Okay.
It is not there. When the instance comes now, I will show you it will take only 5 minutes.
Okay.
Because I don't have the instance today.
Yeah.
So I cannot show it to you. So now coming to, I will show this when the instance comes. I don't have the instance today. So all these 3 years. Absence payment rate rule. Calculate payment during accrual and qualifications absence period. Final rate definitions is what? When you calculate the absence payment rate rule. That means when you're calculating the rate of the calculations. That means rate definitions means like we are calculating the payment rate with which the payment has been calculated. Final balance payment rate rule. That means calculate the payment of accruals when plan participation ends. Partial disbursement, calculate payment when paying out part of the accrual balance. Liability booking rate, calculate the cost of workers' accrual balance to determine the employee liability. Calculate payment during accrual qualifications absence period. That means when you're talking about absence payment rate rule, how are you going to calculate the rate rule of the candidate? Calculates the payment during absence at qualifications absence period. Final balance payment rate rule. Calculate the payment of accruals when plan participation ends. That means when your plan participation ends, partial disbursement rate rule is what calculates payment when paying out part of the accrual balance. That means when your accrual balance, when you are shifting that part of the accrual balance, you're sharing with others. That is called partial disbursement rate rule. Okay, suppose my accrual balance is 80 days. So up from 80 days, I am giving 40 days to some other person. So it is calculated as partial disbursement rate rule. Liability booking rate is what calculates the cost of workers' accrual balance to determine employees' liability. That means if I have a workers' accrual balance is like accrual balance is 80 days, 90 days, 100 days, 100 days. So out of 100 days, I can give 50 days to some other person. No, sorry. Balance to determine employee liability. That means employee liability, if you want to share that liability to some other else. Liability, I am confused with this actually. Determine employees liability. I have actually doubt on this, so I have to check out. Absence payment rate rule calculates payment during approval and qualifications absence period. Calculates payment during absence and qualifications absence period means when you are calculating the payment during approval and qualifications absence period. That means what is the payment of that in that accrual period? What is the payment you're getting in that qualifications accrual period and the qualification period? So I've already taught you what is accrual period, what is qualification, what is no entitlement.
Okay.
Okay, so what is just it? Final balance payment will calculate the payment of approvals when plan participation ends. When the plan participation ends, when the plan participation ends means like when the approval plan ends, what is the payment of accruals you can get? Calculates the payment of accruals when plan participation. So this is called final balance payment rule. See, these are all rate definitions. Rate definitions of what? When you how to calculate the rate, the payment rate. It can be flat amount. It can be anything. When you calculate it, how can you calculate the rate amount according to that, right?
Okay.
So these are things we have discussed. There are 6 types of absence plans we have discussed: approval, qualifications, no entitlement agreement, compensatory donation. Donation and compensatory we have not done. I will tell you. Compensatory plans are kya? When your employees are often required to work excess hours out of their regular work schedule. Employees are often required to work excess hours outside the work. So if their account, if you are able to work apart from their work schedule, such as overtime hours of worked on a holiday, these excess hours can be converted to earned compensatory time off, also earn a time leave off instead of monetary compensation. So when you are working extra hours out of your regular work schedule, suppose my work schedule is 20 hours and I'm working 30 hours. So 10 hours of extra I'm working overtime hours. So
Okay.
that is called compensatory. Create absence plan of this time to track earned compensatory time that can be used for time off. Compensatory time is offered as a compensation for working outside of the regular work schedule. So the work schedule is like 9:15 to 10:15 work schedule, morning to Monday to Friday. This is the work shift and pattern and work schedule. When is the worker available? So instead of paying him overtime, employer can create a policy to give him paid time off. So that means create an absence plan of this time to track earned compensatory time that can be used for time off. Compensatory time is offered as a compensation of working outside the regular work schedule. That means after the 10 qualifications plans, compensatory time, suppose 10 is there, she's working for 20 hours, instead of working she's 30 hours, so 10 hours you can give that time as a compensatory time off, right?
Yes, yes. Yeah, okay.
Donations. What are donations? Options to define compensatory plans. Configure the following rule when you create a compensatory plan according to the leave policy of your enterprise. That means on time expiration, plan eligibility, enrollment and termination, vesting period, plan limits. So on time expiration means like when you are talking about on time. That means plan eligibility, enrollment and termination, vesting period, plan limits. So this is the way you create a compensatory plan. You can go on the screen, go to absences.
Oh, okay.
Absence plans. You can see compensatory, right? Here, continue. Okay. Okay. Participation. What is participation plan? Dispersed, recovered. Select eligibility profile. I have just created right on. Okay. Select your own. Waiting period, you can write 5 working days you have to work, right? You have to wait for 5 working days. Planned rules are what? Vesting rule, next pay period, last period, none. Next pay period, last period, duration is 10 days. Vesting period is what? Vesting period and waiting period. Vesting period is what? When you are talking about, you can wait in that. I have told you that day, the other day.
Yeah. But that day you explained the vesting time, but it was something like duration of what to say? Something was directing service period. Some duration was there.
Duration of the period. That means vesting period is like elapsed period. That means what time you have to wait for that to get the approval plans, right? So it can be anything. Okay. Duration is 10 days. Eligibility and plan, no limit. Flat amount. UAM is calendar day. Ceiling. That means what is the difference between ceiling and carryover? What is the ceiling? I didn't explain you that.
How many max maybe?
Suppose I give that I have 10 balances and 10 plus 2 team. You can take 22 leaves in a year. Okay. I can take 22 leaves in a year. I can take 22 leaves in a year, but out of 22 leaves, I am going to, out of 22 leaves, I took only 10 leaves. So put a ceiling on that, on the top of that, it put a ceiling. That means after, that means vesting rule is what? Suppose after 30 calendar days, we can use that leave. That is called vesting rule. Suppose I can make it as 10 duration. So after 10 leaves, after 10 days, we can use that leaves. That is called vesting period. Waiting period is like we will get leaves, but we will not be able to use these. Waiting period is like suppose if I gave us 30 days. So within that 30 days, you will get the leaves. You will get the leaves, but we will not be able to use that leaves. Ceiling is what? Ceiling is like 22 leaves are given, right? My company policy is like 30 leaves you can take in a year. Okay? So you cannot take not more than 30 leaves you can take. Okay? 22 leaves you can take in a year, and that is the thing. Okay? And 22, but ceiling 30. My company policy is like 30 leaves you can take in a year. So you can put a ceiling on that. That is called ceiling. And carryover is what? You can carry forward the leaves. That means 32 leaves you are getting.
Maximum
10 leaves. Sorry.
If you have a balance of 32, only 10 leaves you can carry forward.
No, so it depends on the company policy. How it depends on how you, as a functional consultant, how you configure that thing. 10 leaves you can carry forward. 10 leaves you can carry forward, and 22 leaves you can take. So 10 leaves you can. So you set up like that. How many leaves you can carry forward? 10 leaves you can carry forward. So that's all for today.